What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Championship race at Phoenix for Draftkings. Sorry I wasn't able to get out a video last weekend. I recorded it, but I went to upload it and I don't know what happened. I guess I deleted it or it just wasn't there. And I was uploading it literally. I recorded it and literally was uploading it like 10 minutes before I had to leave for out of town, so I just wasn't able to get it in. So I'm sorry about that. And that was like one of my best races of the season too. So was able to hit a takedown and on that race. So I'm sorry I couldn't get that one out for you, but hopefully we're gonna get back to it this week. This is the last race of the season, so thank you guys so much for sticking around all season long, watching these NASCAR videos. If you want to stay for next year's races, I'm going to be doing this again next season, so hit that like and that subscribe button if you're new. Of course, I'm doing NFL content because that's going on right now, and an NBA is starting up, looks like in December, and in college basketball starts up at the end of this month, and I'll be doing content for that as well, so be sure to stick around for all of that. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, but let's finish this off. This is the last video for NASCAR I'm making all year, so we're going to make it a good one. A lot of good plays in this race. Before I really go into each individual play, what I'm going to do for this race is for dominators in my lineups, I'm probably going to focus on the championship four, the final four drivers. So that is Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano. Those are the final four drivers. I'm going to focus mostly on those guys because I think those are the guys that are going to dominate the race, because most of the time at these championship races in the final four, you have one of the dominators being at least one of the dominators being one of the championship four, and I'm probably just going to make sure I have at least two of these guys in every single lineup. But we'll start with the most expensive driver. That's Martin Truex Jr. He's $11,400, starting 13th. I don't really think I have too much interest in him, to be honest. He does have the 8th best average finish at Phoenix. He has the 4th best at short tracks and the 5th best at flat tracks. When you go look at laps led, he's got only 22 at Phoenix, and that compared to all these other drivers really isn't that much. But he does have 1,506 at at short tracks and 880 at flat tracks. When you go look at the last 5 races, he's an average finish of 9.2. He's running pretty well, but he hasn't really been a top tier dominator all year long. And I really has never shown to be great at Phoenix in his career, so I don't think this is really a spot I want to attack here. I would rather, if I'm paying up for one of these two, it'd be Kevin Harvick. He starts 11th. Crazy that it's not in championship 4, but just had an absolute disaster for race at Martinsville last week. Second best average finish at Phoenix, second best at short tracks, and the best at flat tracks. When you go look at laps led, 178 at Phoenix, which is the second most, 1,270 at short tracks, and 582 at flat tracks. We know Kevin Harvick historically has been very, very good at this racetrack, so we know what he's done all year long too. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just looking to be out to prove something, and he's going to come out here and just win this race. So yeah, he's definitely someone I'm going to have that you got to have interest in just because he's so good here. He has some place differential upside as well as, of course, he has dominator upside. So you definitely have to have some interest in Kevin Harvick. I wouldn't say he's my favorite. I'm definitely really going to focus on the championship 4 more than anything, but you can't count him out here. Brad Keselowski starts third, $10,800. Brad Keselowski is my choice who I think is going to win the championship here. He has the 7th best average finish at Phoenix, the 5th at short tracks, and the 4th at flat tracks. When you look at laps led, he has 129 laps led at Phoenix, 1,579 laps led at short tracks, and 1,202 laps led at flat tracks. Last 5 races, he hasn't been amazing, but here's what I'm really interested in is just at flat tracks in 2020 and short tracks in 2020. Brad Keselowski has just been ridiculous. 485 laps led at flat tracks, 485 at short tracks, 476 at flat tracks. He's been so great here, and he is going to be driving the car that he raced at Richmond, I guess it was a month or two ago at this point, but early on in the playoffs, Brad Keselowski raced at Richmond, and he led every freaking lap. The whole field should be scared right now. That car's insane, and I believe it was the same car that he also drove at New Hampshire earlier this year, that he was just the class of the field. So that car is just ridiculously fast. I think he has to be a favorite with that car going into this race at a track that's similar to both short and flat tracks. So Brad Keselowski, definitely someone I have a lot of interest in. He's definitely my favorite of the championship 4 to go to. As he's on the cover, as you see, but I'm still interested in all of them. Chase Elliott's one I'm definitely interested in as well. $10,600 starts on the pole. Average finish at Phoenix isn't great, 15th, but 9th at short tracks, 8th at flat tracks. When you go get laps led, he does have 109 at Phoenix, 672 at short tracks, and 253 at flat tracks. And if you recall from the race at the beginning of the year before coronavirus happened, Chase Elliott started on the pole and he led a good bunch of laps in that race before having some issues. He's been running pretty well in the last 5 races, coming off a win at Martinsville where he led a ton of laps. So Chase Elliott is definitely someone you got to have on your radar, as is Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's had one of the best years of his career, if not the best year of his career, but the playoffs really haven't been so great to him. Great for him. He's only has 3 top 10s in the entire playoff and 1 win at Talladega, which it's Talladega. So He hasn't really been driving as well, but he has run well at Phoenix historically. 4th best average finish at Phoenix, 3rd best in short tracks, and 3rd best at flat tracks. When you go look at lap sled, he has 182 lap sled at Phoenix, which is the 2nd most in the field behind Kyle, I believe. Yeah. And then he has 960 at short tracks and 733 at flat tracks. In the last 5 races for Hamlin, only an average finish of 12.60 and 180 lap sled. Can't count him out, obviously, so I'm definitely interested in all of them. And Joey Logano's $10,000. He starts 2nd, 14th best average finish at Phoenix, 6th at short tracks, and 6th at flat tracks. When you go look at lap sled, 153 at Phoenix, and 1,172 at short tracks, and 916 at flat tracks. But Joey Logano won Phoenix earlier this year. So the race at the beginning of the year, Joey Logano won at Phoenix. It was a long time ago, but same track, same package and everything. So Team Penske's nailed this package. So Joey Logano, I definitely really like. If I had to rank the championship 4 dominators, it would go 1, Brad Keselowski. 2, I think I'm going to go Logano, but Logano and Hamlin are really tight, and then Elliott's 4th. But those are the ways I go with them. I really like Keselowski. He's definitely my favorite play of the race for sure. So Ryan Blaney, he starts 5th. I'm really not going to be interested in him. This is a track where he's done exceedingly well at. I'm probably not going to go there. Kyle Busch starts 8th. I don't really think he's pushing it honestly at all anymore. He's probably just trying to have his teammate win the championship. Of course, that's Denny Hamlin. He got his win that he needed this year to keep that streak alive. So I'm sure he'll go out and try to win, but I don't know. This is probably not where he's going to go. Kyle Busch is amazing at Phoenix, though. He has an average finish of 1.8 at Phoenix over the last 2.5 years. That's insane. Also his best average finish at short tracks and 2nd at flat tracks. And you go look at lap sled, 491 at Phoenix. That's just ridiculous compared to everybody else. 1,548 at short tracks and 1,312 at flat tracks. Yeah, Kyle's pretty good here. I'm probably not going to focus in on him, but if he gets into lineups, I'm not going to be like, oh God, why is Kyle Busch in my lineups? He's definitely a good play. Jimmy Johnson starts 26th. The last full race of Jimmy Johnson's full-time career is this weekend. That's wild. It's just crazy that his career's over and how bad this year's really been for him, especially down the stretch. He starts 26th. He's just a little too expensive, man. As much as I want to get to him in his final race, I don't know. Starting 26th is not good. 9th best average finish at Phoenix, 10th at short tracks, 13th at flat tracks. He's not going to lead any laps. Last 5 races, he has an average finish of 21.6. That's not good. He has not been running well at all. I don't think I really want to get there too much. Just there's other place differential plays that are a little cheaper that I think I like better. Alex Bowman starts 6th. He hasn't been good at Phoenix at all ever in his career. 25th best average finish here. I don't really think he's got much room to go. Probably not too interested. Same thing with Kurt Busch starting 7th. Probably not going to be too interested. Eric Jones starts 14th, $8,600. He's a little more interesting I think than Jones and Bowman because Busch and Bowman because he starts a little farther back, but still only the 16th best average finish at Phoenix, 11th at short tracks, and 16th at flat tracks. When you go look at lap study, he's probably not going to lead you any laps. Last 5 races, Eric Jones has been running pretty well. He's had some good finishes, average finish of 11 in the last 5 for Eric Jones, but he's probably just going to hang around there the whole race. He is not going to get any ownership, though, at all, so low-owned Eric Jones somehow always pays off, and chalk Eric Jones always wrecks, so I don't hate it. I think he's definitely someone to just sneak in some lineups here and there if you're playing a ton, but if I'm only playing 1 or 2 lineups, I'm probably not going to go there at all. William Byron, $8,400, starting 25th. This is a spot I definitely like, is William Byron. I'd like both these two, Byron, and we'll talk about Reddick. 13th best average finish at Phoenix, 16th at short tracks, 15th at flat tracks. He's not going to lead you in really any laps. But in the last 5 races, only an average finish of 18, but we know what William Byron can do. He has top 10 upside. These are the type of tracks he's good at. He's really good at these shorter flat tracks. He's really good at Martinsville, really good here, really good at New Hampshire. So William Byron, this is definitely a spot I think he could easily get a top 10. Definitely his top 15 upside at the very least. So 8,400, that's great. And I also really like Tyler Reddick. If you remember, this was a long time ago. You have to go all the way back to February or March, I guess, when Phoenix was the first race. Tyler Reddick finished 33rd, but he had a top 10 car the entire race. He could have had a top 5 car. He was so fast that race. He was one of the best cars in the field, and then he had a tire go down. That was it. But so his averages aren't going to look great. But 21st best, or he starts 21st. If he can get you, has that top 10 upside. Only $8,100. I really, really like it. Clint Boyer starting 9th. He's probably just going to hang around there all day. Same thing with Eric Almirola. I don't really want to get to him that much. Almirola may be a little interesting. He does have the 5th best average finish at Phoenix in the field. That is pretty good. But recently these two, both average finishes around 14. It's fine, but just nothing special. I'll probably sneak him in some lineups here and there, but if I'm playing only a few, I'm not going to get there at all. Matthew Benedetto, same thing. He's just probably going to hang around that starting spot for most of the race, so probably nothing too much there. Austin Dillon, $7,400, starting 18th. I think he's a solid option. Only the 23rd best average finish at Phoenix, but 17th at short tracks and 19th at flat tracks. Last 5 races for Austin Dillon, only an average finish of 17. I think he's okay. Like, I'd rather play him than some of these guys because I think he could get up into the top 10, as could they, but he has more place differential upside, so Austin Dillon just makes a little more sense. Christopher Bell's been running pretty well as of late, $7,300, starting 17th, I believe. Average finish, crap, I lost my spot. Yeah. Last 5 races, average finish is 17.8. He's okay. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to play him, so I don't hate getting him in some lineups. Probably not going to, try to force him in lineups, but definitely don't hate it. Chris Buescher's a great play. Starts 31st, $7,200. He's way too cheap. 18th best average finish at Phoenix. He's 22nd at short tracks and 24th at flat tracks. In the last 5 races for Chris Buescher, he's an average finish of 18.4. So definitely brings you top 20 upside, and he can get in top 15 as well, starting 31st. Only 7,200 is really not that expensive at all, so I definitely want to go there. Bubba Wallace has been horrible recently. I'm going to avoid him. I mean, he's just been terrible the last 2 months of the season. Average finish of 25.4 in the last 5. I'm not going to go there at all. Cole Custer, Matt Kenseth, I'm really not too interested as well. 5th best average finish at Phoenix for Cole Custer. Matt Kenseth actually, in his one race at Phoenix that he's had in the last 2 years, he did really well at, but I still don't really know how much I really want to get to him. In the last 5 races for these two, average finish 15.2 for Custer. Kenseth is on 31.4, which is not good. He did have a good run at Martinsville, though. But, I mean, no one's going to play those two. I prefer Custer because his equipment's definitely better and he can get a top 10, but I mean, I don't really want to get to those guys too much. Ryan Newman, starting 19th. He starts way too high for me. He just has not been running well either. Average finish in the last 5 races of, crap, I keep losing my spot. I haven't done that all year. 22.4. So Ryan Newman, probably not someone I really want to get too much exposure to. I do like Michael McDowell, though, starting 29th. He has top 20 upside for sure. I mean, his numbers aren't going to look great or anything, but last 5 races, an average finish of 21.6 is pretty solid. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. starting 20th. I mean, he'll probably just hang around there. He has some upside to, possibly get a top 15. I'll say this, compared to the guys Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is priced around, I'd say he's a better driver than all of them. So, I mean, it's just he's probably a little too cheap for who he is. But it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The equipment isn't fantastic. So starting 20th, I mean, he's thin, but if you want to get him in some lineups, I'm not going to hate it. Ty Dillon starts 22nd. Last race in that 13 car for him. 19th best average finish at Phoenix. 17th at short and 23rd at flat tracks. Last 5 races for Ty Dillon, he has an average finish of 23. I mean, he's okay. He could sneak up into into the top 20 somehow, but still probably not going to really want to get a ton of exposure to him. Ryan Preece starts 24 for $5,800. I'm going to continue to go to Ryan Preece, man. He's been running so well. Average finish is 17.8 in the last 5. We saw him he was in my winning lineup, and I think he only finished 20th, but he was in my winning lineup at Martinsville. He's too cheap, I think. He's been running pretty well. I'm going to continue to go there. We never play Suarez. That's just been a theme all season long. We're going to continue to never play Suarez, except for that one race where he wasn't the optimal. I think it was one of Super Speedway, so it didn't even matter. But $5,500 John Hunter Nemechek starting 27th. See how he can finish this season off. Last 5 races, an average finish of 23rd for him. I mean, he's okay. If you really want to get there, go for it. Corey LaJoie, he has not been running well at all. I don't think I want to get there at all. I think that's really all I got to say. If you're looking at Dominators, definitely going to those Championship 4. I think Harvick and Kyle Busch are kind of maybe possibilities. Definitely like Reddick and William Byron for place differential, as Jimmy Johnson maybe. Chris Buescher for place differential. Some nice values down here. I think McDowell's fine. Stenhouse, Preece. So those are the guys I'd look to. But thank you guys so much for a great season of NASCAR. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I mean, even if you're new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll be back next year, and you can always look at NFL stuff too. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your year, and I hope to see you back in February.